When we think of the great ancient temples of the world, we usually picture quiet, abandoned places, crumbling stone pillars, empty altars, ruins reclaimed by nature, or crowded only by tourists taking photos. But high up on the Kaimur Plateau in the Indian state of Bihar, there is a site that breaks this rule. This is the Mundeshwari Devi Temple. Built on a rare octagonal floor plan, the air inside is still thick with incense. Offerings are made daily to a four-faced Shiva linga and a 10-armed carving of the goddess Durga. According to the local government and an official plaque from the Archaeological Survey of India, the temple was built in 108 CE. If true, that makes this the oldest functioning Hindu temple on Earth. There is just one problem with that plaque. Modern architectural historians look at these stones and date the building up to 1,500 years later than the government claims. To find out if this is actually the oldest functioning temple, we need to cross-examine the site using modern archaeology. First, we have to look at the evidence supporting an ancient timeline. Excavators working near the site uncovered a royal seal with Brahmi script belonging to a Sri Lankan king from the 1st century BCE, proving pilgrims were traveling here from thousands of miles away over 2 millennia ago. Then, buried in the debris around the temple, they found an inscription by a local ruler named Maharaja Udayasena. The government matched the specific era mentioned in this stone to the year 108 CE. We also have historical travel logs. In the 630s, a Chinese monk traveling through India recorded seeing a hilltop shrine flashing with light in this exact location. Put together, the physical artifacts and historical texts prove that this hilltop has been a major pilgrimage destination for at least 2,000 years. But that does not necessarily mean the stone walls standing there today are the original structure. To date the actual building, historians use a tool called paleography. This is the scientific study of how the shape of written letters and handwriting evolves over time. When paleographers analyzed that Udayasena inscription, the one the government used to claim the year 108, they noticed the specific curves and styles of the letters belonged to a post-Gupta alphabet. The handwriting firmly places the carving between 570 and 590 CE. Next, researchers analyzed the architecture itself. The temple is built in an early version of the Nagara style, which is characterized by a tall, curving, tapering stone tower over the main sanctuary. The interior walls feature bold carvings of vases and foliage, while the door jambs display statues of river goddesses like Ganga and Yamuna. These specific motifs only began appearing in Indian temple architecture during the 6th and 7th centuries. Both the handwriting on the broken inscription and the style of the statues point to the exact same era. The oldest physical stones at Mundeshwari were carved after the Gupta Empire, centuries later than the government's official plaque. But even a 7th century date might be giving the current structure too much credit. Architectural historian Fiona Buckey noticed something strange about how the walls were put together. She argues that the rare octagonal shape we see today is actually a much later construction, likely built in the 16th or 17th century. To build it, the creators salvaged ancient doorways and stone moldings from the older, collapsed ruins already scattered across the hilltop. They took those scattered pieces, a 5th century stone lingam here, a pair of 7th century carved doors there, and slotted them together into a new frame. The Mundeshwari Temple is essentially a historical ship of Theseus. It is a composite structure, pieced together from the scavenged bones of its own ancestors. The physical arrangement of the walls might be 400 years old. The oldest carvings inside those walls are about 1,400 years old. But the religious practice on this exact hill is a verifiable 2,000 years old. Today, the Archaeological Survey of India has stepped in, ensuring the site survives for another millennium. They have carefully scrubbed decades of soot from the interior walls, repaired the stone idols, and installed modern solar-powered lighting. And the pilgrims keep coming. Every year, a massive local fair during the Navaratra festival draws thousands of people to the plateau, where they sing, dance, and worship, just as travelers did in the 1st century. Mundeshwari survives as the oldest functioning temple because the rituals have never stopped. Even as the walls were carved, scavenged, and rebuilt across eras, the chain of devotion at the site remained continuous for 2,000 years.